Hello students, in this lecture I am going to teach you Unit 1.6 Alchemy of Nature. So first of all, what is the meaning of alchemy? So alchemy means magic. So this is all about magic of nature. So first let's see what is nature. Nature consists of trees, mountains, rivers, water, grass, rocks, flowers, sand, etc. All these aspects of nature are very useful for us, and also they teach us many things. Like trees teach us how to be firm and patient in life. Likewise, mountains, water, sand, etc. also teach us how to adjust in our world in any situation. So nature really teaches many things. Now let's start the lesson, Alchemy of Nature. In the beginning of the lesson, we can see that a small poem is given by William Blake. Now let's see the given poem. To see a world in a grain of sand, and heaven in a wild flower. Hold infinity in the palm of your hand, and eternity in an hour. The poet says that sometimes it happens that you can see world in a grain of seed, as we know that a grain of seed is very small, but still sometimes we can see the world in it. And also watching heaven in the wild flowers. Which flowers? Those grown in deep forest. And also hold infinity, means infinite space, unlimited space in our palm of hand, and eternity means heaven, never ending time in an hour. So this was the small poem written by William Blake. Here is the another explanation of this poem. Sometimes as tiny as a grain of sand can spark off an idea or imagination of a huge significance to the world. One can witness and experience the beauty of heaven in something as small as wildflower and derive joy forever. Only one should have the eyes and time to see it. Infinity is endless space, but your small palm can hold the destiny of earth through your efforts. Eternity is endless time, but just an hour in your life can make a difference to the world forever. Great deeds can surpass the limits of time and space. They are never die. So, this lesson explains all about alchemy of nature, means magic of nature. Now let's start the lesson. We instinctively turn to outdoor activities and nature as a way of relaxing and enhancing our well-being. Here we can see that instinctively means by a natural instinct. So we naturally turn to outdoor activities and nature a way of relaxing and enhancing. Here we can see that enhancing means enriching our well-being. Nature soothes and nurtures, nature fulfills and motivates, nature whispers and commands. Soothes means gives coldness and nurtures means helps us to grow. So nature gives us coldness and help us to grow, and nature also fulfills and motivates. Many nature encourages us. It means nature also encourages us. And also nature whispers. Whispers means talks in a low volume, and commands. Commands means give us so many instructions also. Are you listening nature? Are you listening? So are you listening nature? When I do, it leaves me in a complete awe. But when I listen it leaves me in complete awe. Awe means surprise. We have a hibiscus plant in our garden. Every fortnight of our flower blooms in it, big, bright and tender. Here we are talking about hibiscus plant. So there is the plant in the garden. Every fortnight. Fortnight means every 15 days a flower blooms. Blooms means fresh flower come into it. How is the flower? Flower is big, bright and tender. Tender means soft. Through the day, it smiles with the sun and dances with the wind. But as evening approaches, it starts wilting. So, the flower smiles with the sun and dances with the wind throughout the day. But when it turns to evening, the flower starts wilting. Wilting means becoming dry and dropping. The morning after, it withers completely, and by evening it falls and becomes one with the earth again. So after that, the next morning, and after that morning, it withers. Here we can see that withers means dries and dry. That dries and dry completely, and after all the flowers fall in the evening and becomes one with the earth again. So, from where this flower came, it came from plant, and plant came from seed. Which seed? Seed was sown in the earth. So, again this all process in which plant was grown, this flower became one from the earth again. The flower comes to life only for a day, yet it does so in full splendor. What if we too live our life, however short, to its fullest? Now, the flower blooms only for a day, yet it does in full splendor. Splendor means in very impressive beauty. So why can't we live our life like the hibiscus flower, short but very beautiful? So from flowers, we can learn that whatever happens, give our best, and how long we live our life beautiful like a blooming flower. Next, we went to a rocky beach and saw the spread of the majestic ocean and the rocks alongside, carved, sculpted, and shaped by the water. Here, another element of nature is explained by the example of water and rock. Sometimes, when we went to a rocky beach, means a beach where there are rocks, and we see majestic. Majestic means huge ocean, and the rocks, we see the rocks on the side of the ocean, and they are carved and sculpted and well shaped. How they were well shaped? Because of water. Water is so gentle, rock so hard, yet as the water flows over it every day for years, the rock gives in. It takes the shape that the water commands. Our problems are so colossal and we are so small, yet if we persist, dot dot dot. But here, all of us we know that water is so gentle and rocks are so hard, but yet they are well shaped by water. How is it possible? The water flows over the rocks every day for many years, many years, many years, and then it found their ways through the rocks. And after all, rocks turned well shaped as water flows and commands it. So, as in our life, our problems are so colossal. Here we can see that colossal means huge or massive. And as compared to that problems, we are tiny. But if we try our best and have patience, then we can overcome that problem. No matter how big the problem is. And we can make that problem very small and tackle in any situation. We saw small bits of grass peeping through the small cracks in a concrete pavement. It left us thinking, however impossible things may look, there is always an opening. Now let's see another element of nature, grass. We saw many times a small bits of grass peeping out. It means coming through the small crack in concrete pavement. So we know that the cracks from which grass is coming out is so small, but it found the way to grow, and growing from the cracks of concrete, it looks like some difficult, but still it grow. So as in our life, sometimes we found something impossible to happen, but there is always an opening, means there is always a way to come out from anything. If we keep hope and have patience, nothing is impossible if our will is strong. So always be hopeful at any matter of life. We saw a tree bare of all leaves in the cold winter months. We thought its chapter was over. All of us have seen bare trees. Bare trees means trees without leaves. Many times in winter months due to cold. Then we thought that its chapter was over. Here we can see that its chapter was over means these trees are dead. But 3 months passed, spring set in, and the tree was back to its green majesty once again, full of leaves, flowers, birds, and life. But we think wrong. But after that cold season, after 3 months, the tree again started blooming with fresh green leaves, flowers, birds, and life. They back with their majestic green once again. What if we too had a conviction that however difficult things are right now, it will not remain so forever? Remember, these too shall pass. So, we can also have the conviction. Here we can see that conviction means strong or firm belief, like trees in our life. Sometimes we become hopeless because of problems. We know that all of us bad time, difficult times happens, but mind one thing, they are not remain forever. They will also pass as time passes. So we should never lose hope. Now, next paragraph. We saw an army of ants lugging a fly which was at least 10 times the ant's size. We have seen army of ant lugging. Here we can see that lugging means pulling with great difficulty. A fly which was 10 times the ant size, but still they keep lugging. The ants organized themselves around the fly, lifted it on frail feelers, and carried it to quite a distance. So it here we can see that frail feeler means weak legs. They organize themselves and lift the fly with their weak legs and carry it to the distant place. Their teamwork and perseverance were impressive. What if we too are consistent, organized, focused? Here we can see that perseverance means constant efforts in spite of obstacles. They're doing this hard work with constant efforts throughout their work, though there are many obstacles in their path. Very impressively, they work with their teamwork. So as them, we can also do many impossible things by our team and teamwork. If we too are consistent, here we can see that consistent means steady. If we become steady, organized and focused, we can overcome any impossible thing and can do anything. Spider webs are delicate, yet very strong. A rainbow colors the entire sky. Oysters take in a grain of sand, they open up with a pearl. There are many more examples like spider's web. We have seen spider's web. It looks delicate, but it's very strong to catch any insect. We know that sky is limitless, but yet the rainbow make it colorful. And also oyster, they look like small, but they took a grain of sand and when it opens it gives us pearl. Innumerable stars shine across the infinite sky. Clouds take new shapes with every passing moment. The wind makes trees dance with unhindered passion. There are many stars, innumerable stars, shine across the limitless sky. And also clouds, they change in different shapes in every moment. The wind also makes tree dance with unhindered. Here we can see that unhindered means without disturbance. Water, without hint of ego, changes its forms according to dictates of the sun and the wind. And also we have seen water changing its form from liquid to gas or to solid ice as per wind and the sunlight. When we see a caterpillar turn into a butterfly, A flower turned into a fruit. We experience the alchemy of nature. We touch it, eat, and become gold ourselves. We have also seen the caterpillar turned into butterfly and also a flower turned into fruit. All of us experience these small magics every time. Really, the nature is magical in every way. When we touch the nature, we become gold ourselves. Really, our surrounding is full of magic. So from this lesson, we can understand the magic of transformation of things of nature in many more things which are helpful in our life, and we can learn many things from nature. So with this beautiful message, we are finishing our unit.